Today's class, we would like to see about the information security governance. In this one, how to conduct a thorough risk assessment, NIST framework, and the various tools. This is what which we are going to see today's class. So there are 5 steps are there for conducting a thorough risk assessment. The first step is, to identify the hazard. So what is the hazard? What makes us to stumble? That we have to check it out. Maybe it can be an equipment or the inspection reports or the logs of previous accidents. So where the accident occurs, where the injuries happens, and any monitoring results or the worker input. Maybe the employee can give an input. So these are all the things we have to identify. So when you do this one, you can assess the risk. There are many checklists we can keep it. Either you can have a slips or electrical hazards or equipment operation or ergonomic issues, workplace violence, so lack of emergency procedures, so chemical and biological hazards. Okay. So the organization should keep all these things. All these checklists, they can keep it and they can identify the risk. Second thing is we have to determine who might be at risk. Who is at the risk, whether the employee or management or the administrations. Okay. So maybe you take the supermarket. So in the supermarkets, we are going and we are buying the things from the supermarket. Maybe there is a problem in lifting the loads. Okay. So in that time, there may be a risk has happened. So similar way in the warehouses, lifting and carrying loads. So the risk may happen. So landscaping, in this one, equipment operations or heat and sun exposure. Because of this one, the risk may happen. So the third step is, assess the likelihood and severity of the risk. So whether the risk is in the work environment or how the hazard could cause harm. Okay, whether the harm is severe or light. So how long the individual is affected. If there is a harm happen, whether the individual is affected for 6 months or 1 year or 5 years. Okay, so like this we have to assess the things. So when you do the assessment, it is based on the severity, whether it is a high severity or medium severity or low severity. For example, high severity, severe blood loss. So that is a high severity. So in the medium severity, maybe a little sprain or strain. Okay. So that may be a medium severity. So low severity, maybe when you just short term pain or a irritation. So similar way, the probability. So high likelihood or medium likelihood or low likelihood. So high likelihood in the sense, we may experience, 1 to 2 times per year. Maybe within 6 months, one time, we experience the risk. So in the medium likelihood, we may experience, every 5 years. Or low likelihood, it may occur in the entire life, maybe once it may occur. Okay. So this is about the severity and the probability. The fourth one is identify action to eliminate or control the risk. So we have to identify the action. Suppose the risk has happened, how to eliminate that one? So we have to remove the hazard. So, or replacing the hazard with the safer alternative. So, if there is a problem in one room, maybe you can change it to another room. Okay. So, there is a problem in one environment, you may change to another environment. Or sometimes, the ventilation. When there is a ventilation problem, so you can give an artificial ventilation. So like this, we have to take an action to eliminate the risk. So the fifth step is conduct an evaluation. Okay. So we may have the risk assessment, even then, somebody has to evaluate that one. Okay. And we have to keep up the record. When you keep up the record also, how many years we are keeping that record. So all these things we have to do it. So this is the first, fifth step. So the next thing is, we are going to see about the 7 common risk assessment mistakes and how to avoid them. The first mistake is missing or incomplete assessment. So we give, or we just, tell the people to assess the information, but even then, sometimes, people are not doing completely, or the assessment is incomplete. So the second one is, we have filled in the form. So we have done all we need to do is. So when the people assess that one, so they will be just filling the form. Actually, the thing is, they have to thoroughly check the things, and they should keep the evidences, and they should make the judgment. Instead of doing that things, what they are doing is they just fill the forms. So this is a major mistake. And the third one is, when they assess the things, they are not involving the employees. They just do themselves, they do the things. And the fourth one is unthinking use of generic assessment. So you have to delete information that does not apply. We should not think in a generalized way. This may cause the problem. So generalized things should be avoided. The fifth mistake is the risk assessment not kept up to date. So we are just having lot of information in the net. So, but the risk assessment is not up to the date. Maybe the people, those who are assessing the things, they are not they are not having the up to date information. So the sixth step is ignoring the current standard and guidance. So what is expected? What is the current standard which we are expecting? That we are just ignoring the things. The last one is failing to communicate. So most of the time, we are not communicating with the people properly. So these are all the 7 common mistakes. The next topic is NIST Risk Management Framework. So actually, it is a comprehensive plus flexible and risk-based approach. So this is mainly dealing with the security, only with the security and the privacy things it is going to deal. And it is an effective one, and the laws and regulations are followed here. So in the NIST, so first of all, we have to prepare the things. So we have to prepare the organization for the security. The second one is the categorized. The security related issues can be categorized. The educational institution will have a different security. So the companies will have a different security. So that to be categorized. The third one is the select one. So which one you are selecting to protect the things. And the next one is the implement the controls. So we are going to implement the control. Fifth one is we are going to assess to determine if the controls are in place. Everything is going smoothly or not. We are going to assess it. Then authorized. So we just wanted to give some people will have an authority to take the security action, or they will be in charge for the particular things. Then continuously we have to monitor the things. So there are a lot of tools are there for the risk assessment and management. They are even personal as well as professional. So when you go with the risk assessment, you can go with the qualitative assessment as well as quantitative assessment. So the qualitative assessment is we just deal with the probability, SWOT analysis, and historical data analysis, and we also discuss among the peers. So we are going to say if there is 10 machines are there, 4 machines are having the problem, like that we are going to say. The next one is a quantitative risk assessment. This quantitative risk assessment deals with the cost and the schedule. So what is the deviation in the schedule, or what is the deviation in the cost, which are dealt by the quantitative risk assessment? Okay, and we are going to take the necessary action which we are going to take. So there are many risk assessment and management tools are there. Spira plan, A1 tracker, risk management studio, so etc. Like that, there are many tools are there. We are going to see one or two tools. So the first one is the Spira plan. Okay, it is just focus on the risk management for organizations of all sizes and from all industries. For small organizations also it deals, and the bigger organization also it deals. So it combines the test management, bug tracking, and the requirement traceability. Okay, so it can deal with various business, technical, schedule, and etc. Okay, so it categorizes the risk based on the parameters such as probability, impact, and exposure. The next one is the A1 tracker. So it is also used to manage the risk. It is user friendly and it supports the customers very much. And it is a web-based one. So even if you want the email to be sent for the about the risk and the reports, it will send the detail through the email. The next one is a risk management studio. So here, we deal with the gap analysis and risk assessment. Okay. So this is certified ISO 27001. So here, the installation is easy, and also we can work with this one easy. So normally, we will deal with the Excel file. Here, the import and export support is there. Even the reporting is also done here. So this all for the today's class.